Billy Graham, a renowned spiritual leader, emphasized that true strength is not found in overpowering external forces, but in mastering our own emotions. In today's world, this wisdom is more relevant than ever. Have you ever felt emotionally drained after interacting with someone negative? Toxic individuals can disrupt our mental well-being, leaving us feeling frustrated and powerless. But what if there were practical strategies to handle these challenging interactions? In this video, we'll explore 13 practical Billy Graham-inspired strategies that will empower you to manage toxic people with compassion, grace, and resilience. Join me on this journey to safeguard your emotional well-being, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights on building mental resilience. By the end of this video, you'll have a powerful set of tools rooted in wisdom to effectively handle toxic individuals. So take a deep breath and let's begin. Number one, identifying and understanding the toxic threat. Imagine yourself as a guardian standing at the entrance of your own personal stronghold, a fortress representing your inner tranquility, physical health, and emotional security. Awareness is the first defense in protecting this sacred space. Just as a vigilant sentry must recognize potential threats, you must identify the signs that a toxic individual is approaching. Billy Graham, known for his teachings on faith and self-control, emphasized that it is not the events themselves that disturb us, but rather our interpretation of them. This is especially vital when dealing with toxic people. Their negativity and manipulative behaviors do not have power over you. It is your reaction to them that determines their impact on your inner peace. Mastering a calm and objective perspective is the key to handling these situations effectively. Learning to recognize toxic behaviors is a crucial first step. Here are some key warning signs. Constant criticism. These individuals always find fault in you, your actions, or your decisions, leaving you feeling uncertain about yourself. Manipulation. They use flattery, guilt trips, or threats to control your behavior. Negativity. Such individuals thrive on pessimism, constantly complaining and dragging others down with their bleak outlook. Beyond these general traits, there are specific toxic personality types to be aware of. The narcissist seeks constant approval and admiration. They may appear charming initially, but ultimately their interactions leave you emotionally drained. The gossip thrives on social conflict, spreading rumors and causing tension among others. The energy vampire, as the name suggests, drains your mental and emotional energy, leaving you exhausted after each interaction. By recognizing these toxic patterns, you can develop a mental map of potential threats to your emotional fortress. Just as a wise leader anticipates the tactics of an adversary, you can use this awareness to predict toxic behaviors and safeguard your emotional well-being. Number two, fortify your walls. Picture Marcus Aurelius, the famous Roman emperor known for his wisdom and unshakable resolve. To rule a vast empire, he needed strength, knowledge, and unwavering determination. These same qualities are essential in building the walls of your inner fortress, your emotional resilience. Boundaries form the foundation of this stronghold. When dealing with toxic individuals, boundaries define what you will and will not tolerate. Just as a powerful ruler would never allow his borders to be breached, you must not allow toxic people to violate your emotional space. Billy Graham's teachings emphasize the importance of self-discipline and wisdom. The first step is to identify which behaviors drain your energy or compromise your values. Is it a friend's relentless negativity, a coworker's manipulative tendencies, a family member's intrusive advice? Be honest about what you will not accept. Once you've identified these boundaries, the next step is to communicate them clearly. Channel your inner strength, be firm but fair. Use these effective strategies. Express your feelings using I statements. Instead of saying, "You are always so negative," try, "I feel drained when the focus is always on the negative." Be specific. Avoid vague statements like, "I need space." Instead, say, "I can't talk right now, but I'd be happy to chat later this week." Stay calm but firm. Assertiveness is not aggression. Communicate with confidence while maintaining kindness. Establishing boundaries is not a one-time task. It requires consistent reinforcement. Just as a ruler remains vigilant against potential threats, you must stand firm in upholding your boundaries. A weak wall is easily breached. If a toxic person disregards your limits, calmly remind them of the boundary. In some cases, you may need to reduce interactions or even walk away entirely. Setting boundaries isn't about punishing others. It's about protecting yourself. Envy, a vice often fueling toxic behavior, was something Billy Graham warned against. By establishing boundaries, you are not acting selfishly, but rather creating the necessary space to cultivate inner peace. A well-defended emotional fortress is essential on the path to a life of resilience and tranquility. Number 3, become uninteresting to the emotional attacker. Picture an emotional aggressor, someone fueled by negativity, seeking dramatic conflict. Some toxic individuals thrive on drawing reactions from others. They provoke with insults, seeking to ignite anger or hurt, feeding off your emotional response. This is where the philosophy of emotional regulation and detachment becomes an invaluable tool. Inspired by this wisdom, therapist Paul Friedman developed the Gray Rock Method. This technique involves reducing emotional engagement with toxic individuals, not by shutting down completely, but by becoming as neutral and unresponsive as a dull gray rock. By refusing to provide the reaction they seek, you deny them the fuel they crave, ultimately discouraging further conflict. This approach aligns with the teachings of patience and self-control, allowing you to maintain your peace even in the face of negativity. Through these strategies, you can navigate difficult interactions with grace and resilience. By identifying toxic behaviors, setting firm boundaries, and maintaining emotional detachment, you reclaim your inner strength. Stay on this journey of growth and let wisdom guide you to a life of peace and emotional fortitude, and which does not provide any foothold for negativity to take hold. To further analyze this approach, let us draw upon the wisdom of Seneca, a great Roman philosopher. Seneca teaches that true happiness lies in embracing the present without an anxious dependence on the future. This serves as a reminder to free ourselves from the need for attention. Those who exhibit toxic behavior often seek attention, whether positive or negative. The Gray Rock Method denies them the emotional response they crave. When they attempt to stir chaos, you remain unengaging, a dull, unremarkable presence. Neutral responses serve as your shield. The Gray Rock Method involves responding to negative comments with neutral, factual statements. It is essential to avoid emotional disputes or justifications. If a toxic friend insults your work, you can deflect their negativity by simply saying, "That's interesting," without offering further fuel. Toxic individuals often try to manipulate emotions using sarcasm, guilt trips, or outright hostility. In these moments, disengagement is key. Maintain composure, respond factually, and refuse to be drawn into their drama. Remember, Seneca teaches that the path to genuine happiness is not to entertain either hopes or fears. Do not grant them the emotional power they seek. While the Gray Rock Method is a powerful tool, it is not a miracle cure. Some toxic individuals may initially escalate their behavior to test your emotional resilience. Stay calm, be consistent, and remember that you are not responsible for their negativity. By applying this approach inspired by Billy Graham, you shift from being a passive victim of their emotional theatrics to an unshaken observer, safeguarding your inner peace and emotional well-being. Number 4, the broken record technique. Imagine being subjected to a relentless wave of manipulation with a toxic individual chipping away at your boundaries using deceptive arguments and emotional tactics. Such persistence can be exhausting and frustrating. However, the principles of unwavering reason and perseverance, as emphasized by Billy Graham, form the foundation of the broken record technique. A powerful defense strategy, the broken record technique is a method designed to counter manipulation It involves calmly and repeatedly stating a clear position, much like a skipping record replaying the same message. This seemingly simple approach can be remarkably effective in deflecting attempts to derail you and reinforcing your boundary. Billy Graham emphasized that true freedom lies in the ability to set and maintain personal boundaries without feeling the need to justify them. The broken record technique exemplifies this principle by calmly and consistently repeating your stance. You demonstrate unwavering determination and prevent manipulators from swaying you. Manipulators often use emotional tactics such as flattery, guilt, or rage to gain control. The broken record technique allows you to resist their influence by keeping the conversation grounded in reason. Consistently reiterating your position unsettles manipulators, disrupting their strategy and exposing the weakness of their arguments. Imagine a wave crashing against an immovable rock. The rock remains steadfast while the wave dissipates. Contrary to popular belief, the broken record technique does not promote confrontation. Instead, it emphasizes calmly maintaining your stance and reinforcing your boundaries without engaging in emotional disputes. Remember, Billy Graham highlighted reason and logic as guiding principles for navigating life's challenges. By employing this method, you empower yourself to resist exploitation and protect your inner peace with unwavering resolve. Number 5, don't take the bait. Picture a skilled fisherman casting a line baited with negativity, hoping to ensnare you in emotional turmoil. Toxic individuals use provocations, insults, or guilt trips to elicit reactions that fuel their drama. However, the teachings of Billy Graham offer a powerful defense. Indifference. Apathy suggests a lack of concern, whereas indifference signifies detachment from destructive emotions and irrational judgments. This distinction is crucial when dealing with toxic individuals. Recognizing their strategy is the first step. Be aware of the telltale signs of manipulation: a sarcastic remark, a veiled insult, or a guilt-laden suggestion. Once you identify their tactic, you weaken its effectiveness. The bait is designed to provoke anger, frustration, or defensiveness. Choosing stoic indifference allows you to remain emotionally unhooked from their negativity. Imagine a scenario where you simply observe the bait without reacting. By refusing to engage, their power over you diminishes. Their negative remarks lose strength and fade without a response. Drama cannot thrive without participation. This does not mean becoming cold or unfeeling. The philosophy of Billy Graham encourages the expression of positive emotions while advocating detachment from harmful ones. By practicing indifference, you transition from a participant in their drama to a peaceful observer, demonstrating that you will not be drawn into their emotional web. Your inner tranquility remains intact, a sanctuary of peace and resilience. Number 6, the art of non-reaction. Imagine encountering someone who thrives in verbal combat, a master of insults and provocations, drawing energy from heated exchanges. Some individuals are adept at using words as weapons, aiming to provoke anger, humiliate, and ultimately drag you into their emotional turmoil. Here lies a strategy often overlooked, yet profoundly effective: the art of non-reaction. When applied deliberately, silence can become a powerful tool against verbal assaults, disrupting the dynamic they seek to control and leaving them disarmed. However, maintaining silence is not always easy. The instinct to respond, defend ourselves, or win an argument is deeply ingrained. Yet Billy Graham emphasized the power of mastering our reactions. True control is demonstrated through restraint, choosing stillness at the right moment. To understand the strength of non-reaction, consider the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, the esteemed Roman emperor and philosopher. Breaking the cycle of toxicity. Toxic individuals operate within predictable patterns. Their negativity thrives on eliciting reactions: anger, frustration, or defensiveness. When you respond emotionally, you fuel their fire and sustain the cycle. Choosing not to engage disrupts this pattern, denying them the response they seek. Imagine a tennis player delivering a powerful serve to an empty court. The ball lands with a hollow thud, met with silence. In this scenario, silence is not emptiness. It is a profound form of communication. It signals self-retrieve and a refusal to participate in negativity. This act of non-engagement conveys strength and detachment from emotional manipulation. As Marcus Aurelius advised, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. True resilience lies in maintaining composure, remaining reasonable, and refusing to be shaken by external provocations. Preparing for escalation. When employing non-reaction, expect resistance. Toxic individuals may intensify their efforts, launching further verbal attacks to force a response. Stay composed, unmoved by their tactics. Remember, silence is not a sign of weakness, but a strategic tool wielded by those with true strength. While non-reaction is not a universal solution, it is a vital component of your inner arsenal. Used wisely, it can neutralize negativity, protect your inner peace, and reinforce your emotional autonomy. Choosing silence is a powerful statement in itself. It signifies refusal to play their game. Number 7, limiting exposure. Picture yourself within a fortified citadel, safeguarding your mental well-being with firm boundaries. However, even the strongest walls cannot entirely shield you from external threats. Just as persistent intruders attempt to breach defenses, toxic individuals may seek to infiltrate your space. Here, the principle of controlling what you can comes into play. While you cannot control the actions of others, you can regulate your exposure to them. One of the most effective defenses is minimizing time spent with toxic individuals. Whenever possible, create physical distance. Can you reschedule a meeting? Politely excuse yourself from an unnecessary discussion? This is not about rudeness, but self-preservation. Just as a wise leader avoids unnecessary battles, you should steer clear of negativity that serves no purpose. However, complete avoidance is not always feasible. Toxic individuals may be colleagues, family members, or even close acquaintances. In such cases, establishing emotional distance is crucial. This can be achieved through several key strategies. Epictetus, a notable philosopher, taught that happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one another. This wisdom underscores the importance of mental detachment. Recognizing someone's negativity does not mean internalizing it. Observe their behavior objectively without allowing it to influence your mindset. Cognitive reframing is another valuable tool. Toxic individuals often manipulate emotions through negativity, but Stoic principles offer a solution. Reframe their pessimism as an observation rather than a personal affront. If a colleague constantly complains, view it as, they seem to be struggling today, rather than allowing their attitude to impact your own. Furthermore, focusing on the positive is essential. Toxic individuals thrive on negativity, but you do not have to absorb it. Direct your attention to meaningful aspects of your life, your passions, your purpose, and your supportive relationships. These act as emotional shields, offering refuge from external toxicity. Setting boundaries is not an act of cowardice, but a necessary step in self-care. Protecting your peace aligns with a Stoic commitment to rational living. By reducing exposure to negativity, you create space for personal growth and fulfillment. Imagine your fortress encircled by a wide moat, not only a physical barrier, but an emotional safeguard against toxicity. Number 8, building a support system. Picture yourself as the guardian of your inner stronghold. Your walls are reinforced with firm boundaries. You have mastered the art of non-reaction and minimized your exposure to negativity. However, even the bravest warrior requires a strong flank, a formation of trusted allies. Your support system is your foundation, essential in preserving inner tranquility. Facing negativity alone is daunting, but with a network of virtuous companions, resilience becomes sustainable. Billy Graham often spoke of the power of surrounding oneself with positive influences. The Stoics Particularly Seneca emphasized living in harmony with nature, an idea reflected in the strength of supportive relationships. In challenging times, seek those who uplift and encourage. Genuine allies provide perspective, reinforcing your commitment to wisdom and self-mastery. Whether through close friendships, mentors, or a like-minded community, your support system serves as both a refuge and a source of strength. In the journey toward inner peace, isolation is unnecessary. Fortify yourself with the presence of those who inspire and elevate you. Surrounding yourself with individuals who uplift, inspire, and share your core values can be invaluable, especially in difficult times. These are the people you turn to for support and guidance, those who listen attentively, offer wise counsel, and provide unwavering encouragement. A strong support system serves as a protective buffer against the harmful influence of toxic individuals. When dealing with negativity, the emotional toll can be significant. Having a safe space for self-expression allows you to process experiences and share frustrations. Trustworthy friends or family members who offer understanding and compassion become an essential support network, reminding you that you are not alone. Toxic people often undermine your sense of self-worth, but a solid support system counteracts this negativity by reinforcing your strengths and reminding you of the value you bring to the world. Their faith in you strengthens your resolve, reigniting the inner fire that negativity attempts to extinguish. Billy Graham emphasized the importance of surrounding oneself with individuals who embody the virtues one seeks to cultivate. A community of like-minded individuals who uplift and support one another serves as a powerful source of inspiration. Observing their strength, resilience, and positive outlook enables you to develop similar traits, enhancing your ability to navigate challenges with grace. Building a strong support network is an ongoing process. It requires nurturing existing relationships while seeking out individuals whose values align with yours. To cultivate this powerful alliance, consider investing in quality time. Engage in meaningful conversations, share experiences, and deepen connections. Joining clubs, volunteer organizations, or online communities aligned with your interests can introduce you to like-minded individuals who provide natural encouragement and reinforcement. Never underestimate the power of gratitude. Acknowledge those who support you, recognizing their positive impact on your well-being. Express appreciation for their presence in your life and their steadfast encouragement. By fostering a strong support system, you create a protective shield against negativity. The presence of uplifting influences grants you strength, perspective, and renewed optimism. Just as even the most fortified stronghold benefits from external reinforcement, your trusted companions become the steadfast defense that ensures your inner peace remains secure. Prioritizing self-care is essential when dealing with toxic individuals, akin to facing an unrelenting battle. Negativity depletes emotional energy, leaving you drained. Protecting yourself requires making self-care a foundational element of your lifestyle. Just as a warrior tends to their wounds and sharpens their blade, self-care is an investment in your mental resilience. Integrate it into your daily routine, treating it as a necessary practice rather than an afterthought. Engaging in activities that bring joy, such as exercise, artistic expression, or writing, helps relieve stress, recharge your emotional reserves, and restore perspective. Billy Graham and his followers valued mindfulness, a practice akin to meditation. Regular meditation calms the mind, detaches you from negative thoughts, and fosters inner peace. Making it a part of your self-care routine equips you with a powerful tool to combat stress and external negativity. Seeking solace in nature is another profound practice. Spending time outdoors, whether through a walk in the park or a hike in the woods, significantly enhances emotional well-being. Nature offers perspective, alleviates stress, and counterbalances the toxicity that may surround you. Think of self-care as fortifying your emotional defenses. A well-rested, centered individual is better equipped to navigate negativity. Just as a warrior ensures their armor is strong and their weapon is sharp, engaging in self-care strengthens your emotional resilience. Listen to your body's signals. Recognize signs of exhaustion, stress, or depletion, and respond accordingly. Rather than waiting until you are overwhelmed, make self-care a priority by maintaining a healthy diet, getting sufficient rest, and taking breaks throughout the day. The foundation of emotional resilience lies in these simple yet vital habits. Establishing firm boundaries around your self-care time is as crucial as setting limits with toxic individuals. Learn to decline commitments that interfere with your well-being and allocate dedicated time for restorative activities. Prioritizing your well-being is not selfish, it is necessary for maintaining emotional strength. By integrating self-care into your lifestyle, you enhance your ability to face challenges with clarity and fortitude. Like a well-prepared warrior, you approach adversity with resilience and perspective. Maintaining emotional balance enables you to deflect negativity and radiate positivity, creating an unshakable defense against toxicity in your life. When encountering toxic individuals, remember, it's not about you. Imagine standing beneath a dark cloud, its negativity casting shadows and distorting your view. This is often what it feels like when dealing with toxic people. Their actions and words are reflections of their internal struggles, not a measure of your worth. Understanding this allows you to detach emotionally, ensuring that their negativity does not take root within you. Toxic individuals create a harmful atmosphere by projecting their own fears, insecurities, and unresolved issues onto those around them, negatively impacting others. The concept of pru-papiya, rooted in Billy Graham's teachings, serves as a powerful defense mechanism in such situations. We are encouraged to view ourselves as insightful observers, standing outside the storm of emotions. By applying the principle of pru-papiya, a term emphasized by Billy Graham, we learn to detach from negativity, analyzing situations objectively, and focusing on reason rather than emotional turbulence. When dealing with toxic people, maintaining this level of detachment is crucial because their negativity and insults are rarely a true reflection of us. Instead, they mirror their own internal struggles. You can navigate toxic environments by using this form of detachment effectively. In an attempt to divert attention from their insecurities, toxic individuals often resort to blaming, criticizing, and spreading negativity. By practicing pro-vocabole, you can recognize this projection for what it is. Distancing yourself emotionally allows you to observe their behavior with objectivity, much like a scientist studying a phenomenon. Their negativity stems from their own inner world, not from your worth or character. When you momentarily step back, it becomes clear that their actions are a symptom of their own unresolved issues, not a reflection of you. Consider a dark cloud. It may cast a shadow, but it has no power over the ground beneath it. The sun continues to shine above, unaffected. Billy Graham's teachings remind us that the issue is not the brevity of life, but rather the time wasted on unworthy distractions. This underscores the importance of staying committed to your path. Life offers sufficient time for what truly matters, provided we use it wisely. To protect your time and energy, avoid engaging with the negativity of toxic individuals. Maintain emotional distance. Prioritize your well-being and continue progressing on a path of virtue and inner peace. Detachment is not indifference. While you can acknowledge their struggles with compassion, you are not obligated to be swept into their emotional storms. Practicing Billy Graham's approach to detachment transforms you from a passive target into a centered observer, shielding your inner tranquility. Remember, the sun still shines brilliantly beyond the clouds. Don't try to fix them. The urge to heal and help others can be strong, particularly when someone you care about engages in toxic behaviors. However, within the teachings of Billy Graham, attempting to change others often leads to frustration and emotional exhaustion. Personal growth requires individual effort, much like plants struggling against invasive weeds. No external force can compel this transformation. Billy Graham's philosophy emphasizes focusing on what you can control, your own responses and actions, rather than attempting to change toxic individuals. Responsibility for their behavior rests solely with them. They must make a conscious decision to confront their negativity and seek virtue. Taking on this burden for them creates an unhealthy dynamic and prevents them from assuming accountability. One of the fundamental principles of Billy Graham's teachings is accepting what lies beyond our control, including the actions of others and life's unpredictable nature. The negativity of toxic individuals falls into this category. Acknowledging this truth frees you from the futile effort of trying to change them. Imagine your inner peace as a flourishing garden, your spiritual garden. Toxic people with their negativity are like weeds threatening to choke the growth you have carefully nurtured. Spending time uprooting the weeds in someone else's garden only diverts energy from your own. Instead, focus on what truly matters, building meaningful relationships, cultivating personal virtues, and prioritizing self-care. Although Billy Graham's philosophy values helping others find virtue, it also recognizes human limitations. If you feel compelled to encourage self-reflection in a toxic person, do so wisely. Rather than dictating their journey, offer resources that might inspire change. A book on effective communication, a recommendation for professional help, or a gentle prompt to consider the consequences of their actions. Ultimately, the best way to influence others is by embodying these principles yourself. Lead by example. Through your composed demeanor, thoughtful responses, and steadfast commitment to virtue, you become a living testament to transformation. However, despite your best efforts, some individuals may remain entrenched in their negativity. In such cases, it's crucial to know when to step away. Billy Graham's teachings advocate for setting firm boundaries and, if necessary, distancing yourself from toxicity to safeguard your own well-being. While you cannot dictate their journey, you always have control over your own path. By internalizing this wisdom, you shift from a frustrated fixer to a wise facilitator, offering support without sacrificing your own peace. You can nurture a thriving garden despite the presence of weeds in the world around you. When to walk away. Picture yourself seeking refuge within the tranquility of your inner sanctuary, a stronghold fortified by emotional detachment, self-care, and spiritual discipline. Despite your best efforts, the negativity of a toxic person persists, threatening to breach your defenses. Recognizing when to step away is a core principle within Billy Graham's teachings. Deciding to distance yourself from a toxic relationship, especially one involving family or close colleagues, can be profoundly difficult. However, prioritizing your mental well-being is paramount. Billy Graham's philosophy centers on living a life of virtue and wisdom. Prolonged exposure to toxic influences contradicts these values. Maintaining a relationship that erodes your inner peace is not an act of kindness, but a disservice to your spiritual journey. Your inner serenity is your sacred refuge, a place nurtured through mindfulness, discipline, and faith. A toxic individual's persistent negativity acts as a siege against this sanctuary. The only way to protect your peace is to remove yourself from harm's reach. Direct your focus to what truly matters. Billy Graham, a great spiritual leader, reminds us that life is a precious gift, emphasizing the uncertainty of the future with the message, live immediately, live immediately. Staying in an unhealthy relationship squanders valuable time and energy, time that could instead be invested in positive connections, meaningful pursuits, and experiences that nourish your spirit and contribute to a fulfilling life. When you step away from what is holding you back, you open yourself to growth and renewal. Accepting what is beyond our control is essential, and other people's behaviors exemplify this reality. Moreover, Graham's teachings encourage detachment in difficult times. Walking away from a toxic situation does not signify weakness or defeat, but rather an acknowledgement of what cannot be changed and a conscious decision to free yourself from negativity. You are not abandoning the individual. Instead, you are releasing the harmful dynamic that takes a toll on your body and mind. Moving on should not be a rash decision. Consider whether you have exhausted all possible options. Have you tried communication, setting boundaries, or offering support? Is the negativity an isolated event, or is it a recurring pattern? Does the relationship significantly impact your well-being? Parting ways does not require a dramatic confrontation. A gradual withdrawal, politely declining invitations, or limiting communication can be effective ways to create distance. Remember, removing yourself from a damaging situation is an act of self-care, a step towards safeguarding your inner peace. Prioritizing your well-being allows space for healthier relationships and meaningful experiences to flourish. Forgive yourself. Picture embarking on a long journey while carrying a heavy bag filled with resentment and anger toward a toxic person. The burden slows you down, drains your energy, and hinders progress. In Graham's spiritual perspective, forgiveness is not for the other person, it is a release for your own soul. His teachings emphasize that holding on to bitterness over things beyond your control, particularly others' actions, only poisons your present and casts shadows over your future. Letting go allows you to reclaim peace and strength. Focus on your inner world. True power lies not in controlling others, but in governing your own thoughts and actions. To restore inner peace and emotional well-being, first, forgive yourself and release lingering resentment.